Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be tier listing my top 20 favorite TV shows. There's actually 21, but 20 sounded a little bit better. Let me introduce you to my tier list. On the number 1 spot, we have 10 out of 10 experience. I want this to be replaying in my brain all day. This is the top tier favorite ever show. Will many shows make it to this one? I don't know. Next, we have quality entertainment, highly recommend. Third, we have so good that I would watch it again, which is saying something because I'm really not one for rewatching shows. It takes a lot for me to like sit through a whole show in the first place, and so rewatching it is really saying something. Next, we have a great show, but I'm not gonna rewatch it. There are a lot of shows that were really good, but I would not take the time to rewatch it. Last but not least, we have an honorable mention. So let's get right into it. Shift Command 5.
Nice.
Starting with number 1 is a very popular show. We start with Miss Wednesday Addams. Okay, so about this show, I never really watched it when it came out because I was like, I'm not gonna be one of those people who's just following the crowd and watching this show. But then I eventually fell into peer pressure, as one does, and watched it. And it was a good show, I'll admit it. The cinematography, fabulous. And I kind of like was worried it would be like super duper dark and creepy, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, so that was a pleasant surprise. Also, Jenna Ortega, I just love her. She's such a good actress. I'm gonna put Wednesday in so good that I'd watch it again. I may not like watch it by myself again, but I would definitely watch it with a friend. I would definitely do that. In fact, I did do that last Halloween. My friend and I rewatched some. Next, we have Spy Family. I don't watch a ton of anime. I want to. I just haven't really gotten into it. But Spy Family is such a cute show. I can't. It's on Hulu, and I'm paying for Hulu solely because of this show. Season 2 just came out. I just finished season 1, so we'll start in season 2. But Anya, why is she the cutest thing ever? I can't. I'm gonna put Spy Family. I'm gonna put it in a great show, but I'm not gonna rewatch it, okay? Which maybe you're thinking, maybe you would have a different opinion. I personally, or maybe, you know, maybe it was a mistake to make a video about where I have to make decisions. It was exhausting, and we're only on the second one. I'm gonna put Spy Family and quality entertainment. Nope, we're keeping it. We're keeping it there. We're making a decision. Great show. Probably not gonna rewatch it though. Yes. Okay, no. We're putting in quality entertainment because maybe I would rewatch it. Okay. Whew. It was exhausting. Okay, next we have kind of an obscure show, but it is Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, okay? I read Marie's book, and first of all, it changed my life. I love her so oh my goodness. My room, I got rid of so much stuff, and I'm so happy about it. Anyways, after I read her book, I watched her show. It was so peaceful. It's so satisfying having this house full of so much stuff, and then like they clean it up. It makes my heart happy. So Marie, I'm gonna put it in a great show, but not gonna rewatch it because I'm not. But it was really good, but I'm not gonna rewatch it. But it was really good. Next, we have The Great British Bake Off. This show is underrated.
Started making it, had a breakdown. Bon appetit.
My family and I watched this show, and it's just a classic. It's just so feel good, and they're all British, which makes it so much better. The Great British Bake Off is going to go in quality entertainment. I think everybody should watch that show because it's so good, especially compared to American shows. They're also nice to each other. All right, next, oh my goodness. This show. Next, we have the Korean drama called Startup. This, I gotta tell you, this might be like my favorite show of all time because not only does it have like a genuinely good plot, it also got the romance, the funny stuff, and I really like shows about like techie, businessy, startup kind of things like that. That stuff interests me, and so I really enjoyed it. And even just the first episode, I definitely would watch this again, but I'm gonna put her in 10 out of 10 experience, okay? I want this in my brain all day. It's inspiring, it's romantic, it's funny. The first episode, I watched this once by myself and it was great. And then I watched it again with my mom and it was great again. And then I watched part of it again with my sister-in-law. Still great. I love this show. Startup, all-time favorite, probably. Next, maybe you might not consider this as like a TV show, but I put it on the list anyways. Run BTS, the variety show Run BTS. This is classic, okay? This is peak comedy, peak entertainment. I'm putting it in quality entertainment. I would rewatch it, honestly. I have rewatched it. Next, we have another K-drama, the iconic It's Okay Not to Be Okay. I gotta tell you, at first when I watched this show, I was like not super into it. The first episode I watched with my friend at like 5 in the morning after we had stayed up all night. And I was just like, you know, it was a little like different. And I was like, the part where she like taps him in the hand was like, okay, that's a little weird. But it really did grow on me. I watched the first episode and then like several months later, I finished it. So it did take me a little bit. Yeah, It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Just the feels. It has so much depth and plot. I like dramas that aren't just like light and fluffy, but that have like good plot and good, you know, that. Anyways, it's such a classic. Such a good show. I'm gonna put it in so good that I would watch it again. I am watching it. I watched it by myself, and then now me and a couple of my friends are rewatching it together. We keep on trying to like have sleepovers and like stay up all night binging it, but that has not worked at all yet. We get through like 2 episodes and by the 3rd we're asleep. So we'll see if we ever finish it. Next we have Loki, specifically season 2 of Loki. Okay, I'm gonna put Loki in honorable mention because here's why. Me and my family and my siblings have watched Marvel stuff like all our lives, right? We've always kept up with it. But lately, it's not been hitting. But Loki, though, on the other hand, is coming in clutch, saving the Marvel industry. And as I'm getting older, I don't really watch Marvel stuff as much anymore. But it's a classic, and so I thought I would mention it because it is really good. Cinematography, Tom Hiddleston, all that. Amazing. The plot, honestly, I didn't really know what was going on most of the time. I was really confused, especially the last episode, but whatever. It is a good show, though. It's one of the best things that Marvel has released recently, so that's why she's on the list. Let's go with Sofia the First. Okay, I had to put it on the list. Sofia, I loved this show growing up, and it's still a quality show. I would rewatch it. Yeah, I'm gonna put Sofia on so good that I would watch it again. Whenever my niece comes over, it's always Sofia the First. Some kids shows are like kind of annoying, but Sofia, not Sofia. It's good for kids, but it's like also good for adults too. Whether you're babysitting or even if you're not doing that and you just want a good show, watch Sofia the First. There you go. Next is one of my other all-time favorites, Boy Meets World. Okay, maybe you're thinking, Emily, why Boy Meets World? Well, I'll tell you. There's something about just like older shows. What is this, like the 80s or 90s? I'm not sure. Probably 90s. That's just so like wholesome and so classic. I watched Girl Meets World first, and I really liked that show when I was younger, and I had no idea that it was like supposed to be based off of Boy Meets World. And then I found Boy Meets World and I was like, that's probably terrible. And so I watched it. First, it was too boring for me, and I always had to be like doing something while I watched it instead of just watching it straight. But then after like 6 or so episodes, I started like actually just watching it by myself, and it's such a good show. I feel like I grew up with those people because I watched like all 6 or however many seasons there are. And by the time I got to the last like 2 episodes, I literally didn't watch it for like several weeks because I didn't want it to end. And I knew that once I watched those last 2 episodes, it would be over and I would be so sad. But then I eventually did watch it. But it is a very, very good show. I'm gonna put this in quality entertainment because I do recommend that people watch that show. That's a good show. My friends were super into watching Saved by the Bell for a while. And I'm gonna be honest, I tried watching it, but I wasn't really a fan. I really tried to like it. I wanted to like it. I wanted to have another show to watch and to binge. But I got through like 2 whole seasons and it still was not hitting me. So Boy Meets World is the best. All that to say. Better than Saved by the Bell. Maybe you have a different opinion. I don't know. That's okay. Going off of like older shows, next we are gonna go with Gilmore Girls. Classic Gilmore Girls. I started watching this 2 falls ago, and then I started watching it again this fall, and it's just so good. I love the mother-daughter relationship that they have, and just like the humor of the show, and it's just so feel good, just the fall vibes, and it's just I'm gonna put Gilmore Girls in so good that I would watch it again. I actually haven't finished it yet, but once I see all of it, I definitely like would come back and rewatch it during the fall time because it's just like it's a fall show. What can I say? All right, next I'm going to talk about My Hero Academia. Now I'm gonna put it in honorable mention, and maybe you might get a little bit offended at that, but here's the reason why. It's because I haven't actually finished the show. I've only watched the first I don't know how many seasons, and I do really like it. I just haven't finished it yet, so I don't feel like I have enough context to like put it anywhere else yet. Okay, so we're gonna put it in honorable mention because it's a good show, but we gotta wait and see until I finish it before I can make like a true assessment. Okay, so honorable mention mention. Next, we have VeggieTales. If you've never seen VeggieTales, then I'm sorry, because it is such a good show. Me and like all my family and friends grew up watching this show, and it is just so good. And now, mind you, I'm not talking about like the new VeggieTales. That is terrible. Never watch it. But I'm talking about the old VeggieTales that like do Bible stories and stuff. Those are so good. I'm gonna put it in quality entertainment because it is quality entertainment. Is it just vegetables doing stuff on a kitchen counter? Yes, but it is so good nonetheless. If you have not seen VeggieTales, try watching it, and maybe it won't really hit you the same because you didn't grow up with it, but just try it. Just give it a try. Anyways, next we have Crash Landing on You, another Korean drama. This drama has a very special place in my heart, and it's because this was the first drama that I ever watched. I never really watched any, but like other YouTubers that I liked were watching K-dramas, and so I was like, okay, maybe I would like it too. So this is just the one. I went on Netflix and I was like, okay, I need a K-drama, and I picked this one, and it was so good. I'm so glad I picked this one as my first one because it was very fun to watch. Honestly, it is a little bit weird at first, like her getting blown away into North Korea. Not really super realistic, but it doesn't matter because the rest of it is good, and it's just really funny as well. I actually watched this in like 2021 or something. It was like around my birthday, and my mom got COVID, so on my birthday I couldn't go anywhere, and so I just remember I was in my bed and I was eating my own like personal little bundt cake, if you know what that is, and I was watching this show. And some people may be like, wow, that's so sad, you were alone on your birthday, but I wasn't sad at all. I was having a great time because of this show, and it was so good. I was eating my cake and it was like everyone else was sleeping, and I was just like so into it, and it was so good. Very good memories, very good vibes. Anyway, so Crash Landing on You, I'm gonna put it in so good that I would watch it again. I watched it once by myself, then I watched it with my mom, and I would watch it again now. Next on the list, Free Reign. Okay, and maybe you're thinking to yourself, isn't that just a cheesy teenager show? Yes, it is. That is exactly what it is. I watched this when I was 13 or so, and this was like everything to me. I loved this show. Because I felt that way when I was younger, I still feel that way now. And so now it's just like good memories. And still, there's a Christmas special episode and there's a Valentine's episode, and I watch them every year on Christmas and on Valentine's Day. It's a tradition. It just makes my heart feel warm and brings me back to my childhood days. And you know, you just really, you need a classic like horse show. Okay, it's good. I'm gonna put it in honorable mention though, because if you think about it, if you were just like a person who watched this show when you're like 20 years old, maybe you wouldn't like it, but I really like it just because of the memories that I have with it. Next on the list is Phineas and Ferb. Let's just talk about how this is the best show ever. What can I say? That's all I have to say. This is one of the few like Disney Channel shows that we were allowed to watch growing up, and we still watch it to this day, me and my family. Like if there's like, my siblings are all like in their 20s, but like if there's like a dull moment, it's like, let's throw up Phineas and Ferb. And when me and my brother were in New York, we would like wake up and we would get our breakfast and we would watch Phineas and Ferb. A classic show. I'm going to put it in, I'm gonna put it in the top one. Okay, yeah, 10 out of 10 experience because it's so funny, it's so classic, it's iconic. Phineas and Ferb, and like all the songs, all the creative stuff they do. Yes. Alrighty, next we have another drama called See You in My 19th Life. This is the drama that I'm watching right now, and it is quite refreshing because honestly, I've been watching dramas, but like lately, I haven't seen any dramas that are like, yes, this is so good, I love this, you know? I've just been like, you know, kind of like going slowly through dramas, but this one has been quite refreshing. The plot is so unique, it's such a creative idea. I'm going to put it in a great show, but probably not gonna rewatch it, but I really do appreciate it. And I even like got a little teary-eyed watching it once because I'm not very good at crying, so when a show can make me like cry, then that's like a good experience. And I got a little teary watching one of these episodes. So next we have Reply 1988. This show, it's not like the most exciting show, but like it's very good vibes. It's just very chill, laid back, and I don't remember like what season in life I was in when I was watching this, but it must have been like pretty chill because I remember just like sitting on my bed watching episode after episode, and it was just like, it was just chill. It just makes me feel like nice on the inside, you know? Maybe not like the most like stimulating, like boom 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 kind of show, but it was just chill. I'm gonna put it in a great show, but probably not gonna rewatch it because it was a little bit slow, but I really enjoyed it nonetheless. And the actor Park Bo-gum, I love that guy. When he smiles, it makes me smile because he's adorable. Also, I just really like shows that either like were made in the 90s and 80s or that are placed in that time. Something about those are just feels so like wholesome and so nice. Next we have Bluey. It's iconic. It's Bluey. Bluey is like the Blue's Clues of our time. But honestly, I have not watched a ton of Bluey. I've watched a few episodes and I do love the show, but I'm gonna put her in honorable mention because my niece loves the show, and honestly I think my sister and brother-in-law probably like the show more than my niece does, but I understand why they like it because like the Australian accents for one is just enough. Second, they have like the good parenting and family relationships and the way they're just so creative in how they play. It's just like a good show for kids to watch. It's good for like the kids to watch, good for the adults to watch. So I do love Bluey, but I haven't really seen much of it, which is why I'm putting it in honorable mention. So yes. Also, this is kind of like a side story. So I work at my dance studio. I teach and I do teacher assisting. And when the kids are like, how much time is there left in class? I tell them, oh, we have 10 minutes left or we have 20 minutes left. But they don't really have like a concept of time of like how much is 10 minutes. So they usually just kind of like stare at me. Anyways, I usually tell them like, oh, we have 20 minutes left. That's like 2 episodes of Bluey. And then they're like, oh yeah. And they totally get it. It's so funny. Classic Bluey. Iconic. Anyways, next we are getting down to it. We have another drama called 2521. Again, this is the same thing where it's like, since it was kind of placed in like the 90s or whenever, that's just good vibe. I really enjoy that. What makes a good show for me is like how it makes me feel, which is probably true for everybody. I really like shows that just make me feel warm inside and that make me feel happy and that are like, yes. Anyways, this show felt like that to me. So yeah, 2521. I want to rewatch it, honestly. I'm gonna put it in so good that I would rewatch it. I do want to rewatch it. Maybe I could watch it with like my mom or something. But yes, a very good show. And okay, this is what I love about what happens in shows. If you don't want spoilers, skip this part. But the part where like, I love that, I don't remember their names because I watched it a while ago, but where the main girl and the other fencing girl, how they like didn't like each other, but then like they change and then they go through hard stuff and then they push through and they become friends. And like the relationship goes from being like against each other to being like a healed relationship. I love stuff like that. I love when that like resolution happens. And that's what happened in this show. And so that made my heart happy and I love that. Alright, we have the last one. Last but not least is the iconic Miraculous Ladybug. Okay? This show, I don't know how to explain it because somehow it can be like so, how can I say it? So poorly written and yet so good at the same time.
Sorry, I thought I saw a wasp.
Do you love me too?
Excuse me?
I don't know how it works. Am I gonna put this in the top 1? Yeah. I am. Okay. Well, now I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna put this, I don't know if I would call it quality entertainment. It is though. You know what? Alright, Miraculous is going in quality entertainment because it may be like a children's show and it may have like maybe not the best writing, but it is like so good. I can't even explain. I don't know why it's good. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Miraculous is iconic. Watch it. Just give it a try. Maybe you think that show is for kids. I'm not gonna watch that. No, give it a try. And the movie that came out. Okay, first of all, about the movie. I was expecting it to be like no good. I was like, this is gonna be terrible. But then my friend and I watched it and it was like actually good. And I was like surprised. Maybe it's because my expectations were down here and then like they got raised. But you just gotta go into it like maybe with lower expectations and then your expectations will be raised. Also, it's a musical, which I was not expecting. My friend and I were watching the show and then they started singing and we were like, what is going on? Wasn't expecting that. Anyways, so Miraculous is quality entertainment. Maybe you disagree, but you shouldn't disagree because I mean you can. It's a free country. Just give it a try though. Just try watching Miraculous. You'll change your mind. Anyways, that's it for the video. Let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree with any of my opinions, and also give me some show recommendations if you have any, because I'm always down to watch a new show of any variety as long as it's like not terrible. Terrible as in like dark and creepy and like sketchy and stuff. Anyways, let me know your recommendations and let me know your opinions because I would love to hear them. Thank you for watching, friends. Have a good rest of your day. Drink enough water and all that jazz. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.